immense pleasure, I, Ramneek and
I,
on behalf of IEEE ADGITM, we welcome you all. We do cherish your partnership and collaboration in all endeavors of life. We treasure your love and concern towards our society, which is our second home.
IEEE ADGITM has been the world's largest technical professional organization dedicated to advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. We constantly strive to provide the students with the best guidance and information on everything latest that is happening in the world of technology and engineering. Now, on the behalf of this institution, I cordially and respectfully would like to extend a warm welcome to our chief guest, Mr. Ramneek Kalra sir, who is renowned IEEE Impact Creator and serving as the editor at IEEE India Council Vaani. We are grateful from the bottom of our heart to him for courteously and gladly accepting our invitation for the becoming the speaker of this occasion today.
We are all aware of his impeccable behaviors, which have changed the life of many. It's really an honor to have him today among us. We are sure that you will all be taking something very meaningful from this session. On this note, we would like to invite Mr. Ramneek Kalra sir to continue with this session.
Perfect. So good afternoon to everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon your time zone on the live stream, the people who are joining us. Let me just check the energy of the audience. I hope you all had your lunch, right? Yes or no? Yes. Perfect. So I hope you have seen that movie of Vicky Kaushal, right? How's the Josh? How's the Josh? How's the Josh? Perfect. That's great. Like in less audience as well, we have that energy. So, kind of a high-level introduction she has already given. My name is Ramneek and I'm currently working as a cloud support associate at AWS Hyderabad, and I'm an IEEE Impact Creator and the editor of IEEE India Council newsletter, that is IEEE Vaani. With that, today we are going to talk about my recent book, the first book in IEEE USA elated product, a research pathway for students. With that, I am also a mentor of change in Adult Innovation Mission. How many of you are aware about it? AIM? Anyone? Yeah, what's that?
It is related to technical means like building projects for various students, various organizations.
So basically, Adult Innovation Mission is initiated by IEEE and it's basically for school students, pre-university students, where we can guide them about the upcoming technologies like AI, ML, IoT, and 3D printing and robotics. So I am one of the mentors for 2 to 3 schools at my hometown, Sonipat, Haryana. Moving on. So that's the discussion we're going to have. It's a very simple agenda and it's directly related to all of you. Okay. How many of you are from final year? Like, I don't think so. Final year we have? No. Okay, 1 student. Okay. Third year? Okay. 3 people, 4 people. Okay. So second year? Okay, first year? First year, second year as a good competition. Okay, good. So basically once you join your final year, right, you will have the chance to implement your project, minor or major project, and you're going to write a research paper on it, right? It's a kind of a common curriculum in IP University. So that's what we are going to talk today, okay? So we will be talking about introduction to project-based learning, finding a problem statement and solution around you, right? And choosing the right team and technology stack and in-depth research and why is it required, and prototype development with the securing of your idea. Now let me break the misconception right away without like kind of, and feel free to take pics wherever required if you want to, okay, and so that we can explore after the session about it. So one of the misconceptions, how many of you want to do hackathon? You want to participate in a hackathon or into internship? How many of you are interested? May I know any advantage of it? Why you would like to join hackathon or internship? Okay, perfect. Anyone else? See you there? अच्छा सी में कुछ ऐड होगा, ठीक है। एनीवन एल्स? बड़े सारे यस यार, बोलो यार। नहीं करनी, ठीक है। यप, फ्रॉम देयर एनीवन? आगे आ जाओ यार, जो पीछे बैठे हैं आगे आ जाओ, ये खाली पड़ी है सीटें, इधर से भी आगे आ जाओ। डरो मत यार, यूं नहीं, मैं इंसान ही हूँ, एलियन नहीं हूँ। आगे आ जाओ, आगे आ जाओ भाई। ओके, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, ओके, परफेक्ट। यप, हाँ जो पॉइंट कर रहा है आप भी आगे आ जाओ यार। हाँ आ जाओ, यहाँ से आ जाओ यार, दोबारा बोलना पड़ेगा। आ जाओ आगे, इधर आ जाओ, खाली सीटें पड़ी हैं, वहाँ पीछे जगह दोगे तो लोग पीछे आएंगे। Okay, anyone else? What are the advantages of internship or hackathon? Work experience, CV addition, what else? You mentioned what? Industry skills, right? Okay, what else?
Exposure.
Exposure, okay, perfect, okay bro. Anything else? Huh? Skill set improvement, okay. Team management skills, okay. And now may I know what are the limitation of it? Limitation of an internship or hackathon?
College academics offers.
Okay, that's nice. Nice point of view. Yeah, next.
Limited time constraint.
Okay, time constraint, like you will have an internship or hackathon for 48 hours or internship for 6 months, right? Okay, perfect. What else? Anyone? Okay, let me tell you my experience. It was my third year. There was a summer camp of Android development in my college, IEEE, and it was June 2017. Yeah, 2017. And there this guy came, the startup founder of that company, and they taught us for 2 months. And then he selected me as an intern in his own company in Rohini, Delhi. Now I'm based out of Sonipat. It takes around 1.5 hours or 1 hour if we don't have any idle situation or no traffic. Okay? And I'm wasting my CNG of my own car. I'm wasting my time of traveling. I'm wasting my brain. Why brain? Because you are contributing your time and brain into someone else's idea. You're not developing your idea. You know what NDA, right? Non-disclosure agreement. They used to sign it once you enroll into an internship. What does it say? You can't disclose anything what you are doing inside the company. Then what the heck I should put into my resume? The interviewer will ask, hey, what you did in the project? Then you will say, sorry sir, I can't tell you because I have signed an NDA with the company. Right? So that's a kind of a disadvantages of hackathon and internship. So what we should do? See, everyone reads the curriculum, right? I remember that in 2019, I guess many of my classmates were used to have Akash sample papers, right? From where you get to pass or all your examinations and all those things. एक क्लास पहले पढ़ा हो गया, so 80-90% आ गए. That's easy. It's academic based learning, right? You can do a rote learning, but when it comes to the industry, you need project based learning. What kind of concepts you learn specifically in a practical sense, and that's what we are going to focus today. Okay, so as I mentioned, don't stop asking questions, and please interact with me during the session, otherwise I will be sleeping right here on the stage if you make me bored. Okay? Perfect. So that's one of my it's my habit whenever I start a session, I will have some quotation to motivate and relate to the theme. So this goes like this: most innovation involves doing the things we do every day a little bit better rather than creating something completely new and different. So basically, it's not like you don't want to become Albert Einstein in project-based learning. You don't want to discover anything new. You want to create something new with the existing resources which are already available in the market. If you are doing any machine learning algorithm, are you going to work on a single complete machine learning model? Not at all, right? You will have the existing packages, you will import it in the blah blah blah, done, right? That's how you're going to do. And that's where the innovation comes. Now, can anyone please let me know what is project-based learning? Silence, huh? Anyone? By the name you can just judge, right? What is project-based learning? Anyone? Okay, perfect. Anyone else? Guys, I know how human faces look. Please don't watch me like this. Please answer. Anyone project-based learning? बताओ भाई. Yeah.
We know the fundamentals and then we keep upscaling our things when we do a project. We keep facing challenges while dealing with new problems, and that's what project-based learning gives us. In
Okay.
comparison to the conventional way of learning a language or something.
Okay, perfect. Anyone else? There was in my 12th grade, no, my principal used to teach me science, and there was a physics chapter going on magnets. And she mentioned to me, pointing out to me from the audience, hey Ramneek, if you don't ask question, you will be stupid for your whole life because you don't have the answer of it, right? You may Google it, but teachers have further experience, right? They can tell you about the practical aspect of it. So please ask question, and please interact with me. So anyone else? Project-based learning? Come on guys, I won't be asking the empty chairs, obviously.
By doing a project, we learn something.
Okay, perfect. Anyone else? I will bring this workshop for school students as well. They are more interactive with it rather than you. So please, come on.
Practical learning.
Practical learning, okay. I won't be going ahead if I don't get one more response.
सर
Yeah.
सर मैं कीप यू ऑन प्रोजेक्ट लाइक उसके ऊपर में आपको ऑब्स्टिकल्स आते हैं काफी सारी चीजों को आप फेस करते हैं स्टेप बाय स्टेप लाइक तो उस प्रोजेक्ट में हमने क्या सीखा लाइक अदर लर्निंग बेस यानी कि हमारे जो प्रोजेक्ट है हमारे प्रोजेक्ट की कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट है वी कैन फाइंड आउट और प्रोजेक्ट उसके ऊपर में एक ड्यूरेशन ऑफ टाइम उस चीज का अचीवमेंट एक टाइमिंग का वेरिएंट उसके बाद एक वर्क वेरिएंट एक कम्युनिकेशन वेरिएंट काफी सारी वेरिएंट्स को हम फुलफिल करते हुए जो चीजें आप सीखते हैं एज ए कंपनी वो लर्निंग
Okay, perfect. So, from my side, it's a very simple definition. Learning by doing along the process of developing an ideal product. That's all. Nothing more than that. Just learn by doing. How many of you, okay, let's take an example. Once you are trained for driving a car, will you forget after 1 week or 1 month or 2 months if you have to drive your car? No, right? It's being habitual, like your body is habitual to drive now. You know the controls permanently once you have that 15 days of training, right? So that's what project-based learning is all about. Learn by doing so that your body and mind will get to know about those tactics, right? It will go through that process and it will go through that skill development. That's what project-based learning is all about. So what are the different components about it? Okay? So the first one is my favorite one. You don't know anything. You don't know anything, right? There's no stage of perfection. If I ask anyone to develop a machine learning algorithm, what you will be doing? You will be learning Python from A to Z. Why? Project-based learning is not that. You know something already from your curriculum, relearning, only specific to your project. If you're working on a vehicle detection machine, right? Vehicle detection Python model, what are you going to learn about it? Just learn about that OpenCV or CNN or only NumPy or some kind of models which is only required for your project completion. That's all. Nothing to read Python completely from A to Z. You are not doing PhD in Python, not at all. You are just completing a project. And through the project you are learning something new. So unlearn, learn and relearn. That's the process, one of the component in project-based learning. The second one, the ideation goes with the visualization. And this is the story of your own college. It was my mathematics exam. I don't remember, it was 2018, my third year. And it was my last examination. I guess mathematics comes in the last only in BTech every semester. So, as I told, I am from Sonipat, so it takes around 1.5 hours if I take Haryana road bus from Kashmiri Gate. Okay? So I used to board the bus. In the morning I came here, I finished my papers. At around 5 o'clock or 5:15 I was there at Kashmiri Gate. Okay, back. You know how much time it took me to buy a ticket for Sonipat bus? 2 hours I stood in the long queue in Kashmiri Gate. Because it's a prime time, right? In the evening, people are going back to their cities. So it took me 2 hours in the long quew. अब इसने टिकट ली नहीं ली चले गए. अरे भाई मैं तो टिकट लेने वाला, तो मेरे को इज्जत की सीट दो मेरे को. So that's not the sense, right? So when I reached home around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the night, my home, I was thinking like how we can eliminate this using my computer science skills. And I have been really impressed by the entrance of the college IEEE student branch room itself. They were using RFIDs to get into the makerspace. So it's good, right? Similarly, why not we can implement on the Haryana Roadways of Kashmiri Gate platform? You don't need to think that how it will be implemented. It's a secondary thing. First of all, build your own prototype. Write a research paper about it. I wrote one, Aadhaar Transport. That's one of my papers which I published in my third year. And now it's being converted into patent. It's in the examination phase of Patents of India. Why? I thought, why not we can put a fingerprint on the ticket counter and connect to the Aadhaar database? Simple. I will go there, I will get a OTP or I will get a UPI pin, I will approve it and pay. Simple. Right? This is one of the scenarios. Now, for the audience people who don't know how to use smartphones or even they don't know how to use keypad phone, what about them? We can have a smart card concept like we have in Metro. That's what I actually propose in my paper, ATC, Aadhaar Transport Card. So these kind of ideation that you should bring, right? You got a problem, try to think from your academic where you learn, what you learn, and how you can implement. Simple. What, why, and how. That's a simple methodology which I use for ideation and visualization. Obviously, if you don't know how to implement it, how it will look after deployment, you don't know how the idea will work. Simple fact, right? The last one is very much important. Let's say Dipanshu is working on a project right now in this college, sitting in his home, okay? He's thinking about any idea, let's say make a biometric attendance system. It's a very common project, right? Or let's think about a different idea. Maybe he's implementing something related to RFID of entrance of this auditorium. Let's take an example. You manually just wrote the names on the Excel sheet, right, on the Google sheet. Why not we can have implement a QR code? Just scan the QR code, mention the name, it will automatically send the webhook onto the Google Sheet. Simple fact, right? So now we thought about this idea, right? Dipanshu thought about this idea. What do you think, all across the globe, is that idea being not implemented? Yes or no? It may be implemented, right? Maybe anyone across the world may be using some different technique to implement that thing. That's why the research and literature survey is very much important. When you are in idea to product phase development. That is one of the important phase where students actually drop off their research paper. It's the most dedicated time, about 2 to 3 months at least. My guide told me in my first year when I was writing my second research paper, because first I published in my 12th class. So in my first year, second research paper I was working on, the guide mentioned at least read 50 research papers for one paper. Once you read 50 research papers, no? And there's a technique also to read the paper. Only the important parts what the paper author has highlighted about. That's all. You will get an idea about it. So, moving ahead. Now, how to find a problem? That's one of the important and kind of a critical scenario where students face issue. In my college days, my classmates were like, hey bro, let's move on to the library. You know, we have senior project, we will copy paste. That's all. We will get the 100 marks. I don't know, it's not like that. You're cheating with your own self. If you will have the copy paste or Twitter recommendation system, sab banate hain, right? In the interview, you won't able to explain your own project, right? If you are copying anywhere, you will download the code from the GitHub. Teachers are not fool. They know very well what is available in the GitHub or what is available on the seniors project books. You have to understand what kind of real world problems are around you. So, anyone, any problems around you, where you can implement your technical skills or your own domain skills? Guys, 3 guys, please come forward. आलो आगे आ जाओ. वो पीछे वाले भी. आलो भाई वहाँ पे. क्या मैम? अच्छा पास थोड़ा सा समझो यार. क्या मतलब इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है? I'm taking out time from my work schedule to guide you something important. Yeah. Settle down here, bro. One seat is empty here. Take the live streaming responsibility. Okay, so do you have any problem statement where you can implement your domain or domain skills? Any problem statement, any simple one where you can implement your computer science skills. Come again?
There's a big problem in our education system.
Mm-hmm.
Most probably we are basically working on theoretical aspects of life rather than working on the practical concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are being inherent all the time, like how to do this particular thing,
Yeah.
but we are actually not implementing those. So that's a big problem.
Yeah, maybe we can propose a online makerspace lab or something, right? That will be one of the scenario.
I don't think that online classes make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You
No, no, online class is the simulation kind of like you have a data center in college and you are giving the access virtually to all the people, they can experiment and do the networking stuff, right? That can be a practical exposure. But yeah, that's one of the good problem statement. Anyone else? It's fine. Go ahead. Anyone else? I told you if you don't interact with me, I will sleeping on the stage and please don't take pics after that. Okay, go ahead. Anyone? Yep.
Connected learning environment, like I am a CAC student, so we are currently studying languages and code on the blackboard. So why not we bring our laptops from our homes and be connected to the system of the teacher, and then we can learn the languages what the teacher is giving us, and we can do hands-on projects then and there in the classes.
Okay, perfect. That's great. Anyone else? Dipanshu, I guess you were saying something.
सपोज अगर मेरे को कोई डोमेन आगे जाती है तो मैं एक प्रोफाइल से जैसे लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल से तो अगर मैं लिंक्डइन में फिल्टर्स भी आती तो उनका स्टॉक की प्रोफाइल से हमने उस पर किस बार में कितना अच्छा करेगा तो आई वाज आल्सो बेसिकली लिंक्डइन से मिला स्टार्ट में करके इसलिए एक वीडियो फिल्टर सिस्टम बने इसमें टॉप प्रोफाइल आता है उस पर्टिकुलर वो देखना है क्या क्या करना चाहिए उसके लिए
Yeah, that's also a good use case. Anyone else? बता दो भाई किस बात पर सर? Yep, go ahead. अरे बोल ले भाई कोई नहीं. कुछ तो होगा प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट. कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी. COVID-19 just now kind of gone on vacation.
की प्रॉब्लम जो होगी
Sorry?
शॉर्टेज होगी थी मेडिसिन कोविड-19
So that also is one of the problem statement where we can connect all the health hospitals or clinics together and we can provide a platform. Can be a kind of a high level scenario where we can solve it. Yes, bro. Anything? Yeah. Anyone else? No one. Okay, so let me tell you what kind of problems I actually face. The first one, it's on the Kashmiri Gate only. So I was waiting for McDonald's and I was like, hey bro, I'm hungry, give my burger now. So that's also one of the issues where we are facing, like I am waiting for my food. The second one, unable to find hospital, as you mentioned, and unable to find medicine, right, during COVID-19. So this was one of the scenario. I guess there was one Australian startup who solved this issue by providing the number of the hospital on Google Maps, and that's also been completed by Google as well. They have also implemented that in, I guess, different cities and different countries. And right now Google Map has implemented kind of solution where we have don't have the blockage of the military operations of Russia and Ukraine country. So they are helping Ukraine in that aspects as well, right? So there we can implement our skills. The third one, how many of you have faced this issue? Like when we were having the virtual class and the teacher is not able to mark attendance, right? That's one of the big issues. They will send you a Google form 8 later, right? This is kind of attendance form or something. That's also one of the issues. Why not? Like I know, obviously you guys are more smarter than me. You're gonna have the what should I say, chatbot or something on the WebEx, and it will update the entire AI and says it. No, but kind of a problem statement is there, right? And the last one, I just confirmed with Ishita and other people sitting here before the session. Your college doesn't have a library software, right? You don't have like where you mention your roll number and you get the number of the books available in the library or how you can issue and return it. It's manual process, right? Register pen and paper. Why not you can have a software? I did in my first semester. That was my first week. And I went to my library and I was like, I was standing for 2 periods. I was like, hey, sir, why are you not providing the library card? I'm waiting for 2 periods. And it's a long process, right? You're gonna get approval from your HOD and I'm the new person, I'll get this, blah, blah, blah. Right? So it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I went to the library and I asked him, why don't we have a software? And he was like, no, we don't have any. And I was like, In my 11th, 12th, I learned Java and MySQL. Why not I can implement the software for my own college? So you mentioned go to the HOD department of CSE, right? HOD of CSE department. Go there and you communicate with him. Whatever he thinks best, we can do. It was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock my off time was coming up for the college. In 1 hour, he mentioned, hey Ramneek, the computer is there, Java is installed there. Go ahead and make a UI of it. I impressed him. He connected with the deputy director and the director of my college. They got impressed and they gave me my own project for my own college to develop for the next 6 months. For whole first semester, I developed this software in parallel to my academics. It's an appreciation, right? It's a kind of a recognition that you are doing for your own self. You're getting to learn what kind of tech stack you can have while you're implementing a kind of industry-based solution. It's kind of industry-based, right? Many of the students will be accessing your software, how to manage the traffic, how to implement the load balancer, and all those kind of stuff will come in the reality. Because once you learn from books, no, it will be only at the high level. आज चलो ये थ्योरम लगाते हैं, ये थ्योरम लगाते हैं, हो जाएगा नहीं, होना चाहिए. So that's what we need to understand, the difference between academic-based and project-based learning. So there are 5 W's which I highlighted in my book, and obviously I will give you the book free copy as well, but it's not free for non-IEEE members, but I will give you because you have taken up time for listening me. So the first W is who? Who is using the current model? Now you got to know the problem statement, right? Finding medicines are not available during COVID-19. Let's take an example of this for these 5 W's. Now, who is using the current model? Do we have an existing system? If yes, who is the stakeholders? Who are the stakeholders? Who are the current audience? Is it patients? Is it doctors? Is it like public citizens? Is it like people who are helping out, right? The second one, what are the different features of the current model? If you don't know what are the plus point and minus points of the model, you won't be able to understand how you can innovate in your own model, right? So that's why you would love to know what are the current different features of the current model. Next, when is the right time to bring your solution to the market? Now, he mentioned about COVID-19, right? Medicines were not unavailable, like we were not able to find it properly. Like we need to roam around the clinics to find medicines properly. So, what is the right time that you develop a software or Android application or a kind of a Google Map API solution? When is the right time to bring it up? During that prime time of COVID-19, right? Where the people are facing issues, that's the right time. Where should your solution be deployed? Now, for my idea, it was Kashmiri Gate. So I took the worst scenario. See, computer science engineer always work in the worst scenario, not in the best scenario. Because you don't have ideal situation anywhere, right? Consider the worst scenario. If people don't have smartphones, people don't have fingerprints working because of the diabetes issue, right? A lot of scenarios will come. List down them and try to understand how you can overcome that. That's the main point where you can work around for your prototype. Why is the current model not suitable today? That's what I mentioned, the 90 points of the current model. And that you can do while you're researching, while you're reading other papers. You can check out the limitation part, right? The cone part of the paper of that particular model. Now, in parallel to the presentation, you will be noting down these things, okay? Just in your mind, if you want to write, you can, or you can take a screenshot. I will send the PPT as well afterwards. You can receive on the WhatsApp group. So, research paper starts with the title, okay? So, title basically means the crisp and the concise statement what your paper actually represents. Okay, so let's say ML model for COVID-19 medicine provision, kind of, right? Just explain the thing and properly should satisfy the need of the paper and what are the objectives of your paper and what are the tech stack you are using, how you are implementing in blah blah blah. Okay, so the next part is abstract. The first section of a research paper is abstract. So abstract, you have to mention the past, present, and future, and it should start reverse. You should mention what is the present scenario, why I am bringing this research paper, what is the solution I am bringing, and what would be the scope of it, what would be the future of it. So that's abstract. And in introduction, you explain it little bit more. I will be giving you the resources about how to write a paper as well and how to get to know about it. So don't worry. Okay, so I really believe on this and maybe you guys can let me know. Talent means games, but teamwork and intelligence win championship. Quoted by Michael Jordan. I hope every one of you agree with this, yeah? Right? Yes or no? Yeah. So team management is actually very much required. How to choose the correct team and how to choose the proper tech stack. This is very much important on the second phase of a project development. The first one is finding a problem statement and a solution. The second phase is choosing the right team and tech stack. I was having one college mate, that's the one of the scenario which I faced in my third year. I was working on a project and my teammate was like, hey bro, you don't know anything, I know everything. I will develop the website, you just say either. He used to develop whole project alone. So what is the benefit of me in the team? I didn't contribute it, right? You will have the intelligent people around you, but it doesn't impact. Once you enter the interview room alone, you will need to explain your project, right? As a teammate. What do you do then? You don't know about anything. And that's one of the common issues which undergrad students face. Not undergrad, postgrad students also face this. They don't know how to represent their idea, they don't know how to properly make reports and documentation, they don't know how to present basically what they have designed in front of others. Let's take an example, Dipanshu is my investor, okay? I'm going to teach him the idea. So how I'm going to convince him for investing in my idea? That's one of the important skills that you should know. Right? Technical skills is a secondary thing, but primary thing is how to communicate well. Even if your software is not ready by the time when you are presenting, but you present in such a way that the other person think, hey, it's already ready, we can just quickly deploy it. Right? That's a convincing power you should have. So coming from the choosing the right team, so try to think in this way. You can collaborate with anyone across the globe. Right? And IEEE Professional Society is one of the biggest technical organizations where you can connect with anyone. It's not like Dipanshu, Ishita and people, 2 to 3 people are collaborating within the same college. No. You can collaborate with any professor, you can collaborate with anyone across the globe. It's open. You use Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat and all those kind of things, right? Why you waste your time putting things there? Try to understand and connect with the people who are very worthy about your own domain. If you're working and interested about cloud computing, connect with those people. If you're interested about cyber security, connect with those people. Try to understand what's in the market right now. What's going on in the research world. That will help you out. So the first one is try to have these questions in your mind whenever you are deciding to choose a good team. The first one is, do your member has already one of the tech which you will need for your prototype? That's a very simple question, right? If I say 3 people are working together, out of 3 people, how many of them they are well aware about front end, back end, and the full stack, or the documentation or presentation development, right? You should have every single tech and non-tech skill in your team. The second one, are they really interested in your vision of idea? That's very difficult to find. And it's a very easy click to find this kind of people who are interested in your vision. Basically just ask them, hey bro, why you are joining? Simple fact. If you put why in front of anyone, you will get a proper concrete answer. They will say, hey bro, कर लेना भाई, 100 number मिल जाएगा, attendance मिल जाएगी, team में ले लेना तो कुछ आता नहीं. Why don't you know anything? Google is there, take the help of Sundar Pichai. He can help you out anywhere, right? We have a lot of things open source available. Learn from these things. Try not to waste your time. It's 4 years. It's not 1 year that you will waste and complete your BTech. No. 4 years is much years. And that's what interviewers see in your interview, what kind of contribution you have done outside your curriculum. Okay? Do they have the right personality to work with? And that's also, I guess, it's a self-understandable question. People actually go into fights, say, bro, you don't know anything, I know everything. And he's like, Arey bro, tu hi kar. Hame nahi karna. So that's a sense, right? Work with those people who are very pushing to you. They are very interested in your idea rather than in you. Hey bro, you will get the marks now, I will also get it. So just include me in the team. No. Do you have the soft skills to present? Do they have the soft skills to present your idea in front of others? And that's what I mentioned, right? One of the skill sets should be interpersonal skills. How your teammates have that, those skills, those minor skills. See, small things really matters in a software development or in any industry. Whether you're developing a road, you're proposing a tender to the government, everything matters. You will explain that, hey, this is the simulation, I will place this kind of a ring road or something, right? You will explain everything properly. That's very much required. Coming to the right hand side, how to choose the right tech stack. So what are the basic technologies used for your idea? Now, many times I've seen this from undergrad students. They are like, I don't know Java, I don't know Python, how could I do it? I don't know about AI and ML. Hey, we don't ask for it. That's what project-based learning is all about. You know a little bit, it's fine. You don't know anything, it's fine. Just go and explore it. If you want to start from scratch, if you don't know about machine learning, you will learn from it, right? What kind of packages we can use, what kind of tools and what kind of software you can use for simulation of your idea, prototype development. The second one, do you have the student to free access to those tools? And that is kind of very weird to see because many of the universities across the globe have wonderful resources for the students, but they don't know. Why they don't know? Because they don't ask the faculties. Simple fact. Just approach and ask the faculties. Hey sir, hey ma'am, can I have this software IEEE Explorer library? Do we have the access? Hey ma'am, do we have the access on MATLAB? Right, if you don't sir, how are you going to know about it? That's why ask question is very much important concept. You should ask question from your faculties and faculty, I would say friends around you. Maybe the person who is designing, he must be having a Coral Draw status, right? You can develop, or he must be having Kenya Pro account. So you can make a presentation for your idea. Next, do you have the case scenario visualized for your idea? That's what I talked in the first slide. Visualization is very much important. So whenever you are choosing a tech stack, you should know how the visualization should happen. Do we need hardware? Do we need Raspberry Pi? Do we need Arduino? All kind of thing, right? That's very much required. Next is explore and Google these technologies to learning. Now we have YouTube, we have Coursera, we have edX, we have a lot of resources, right? You all know about this. I'm not kind of new to this thing and I'm not repeating any new information to you guys. It's all about pressurizing the things. Okay? Perfect. So second phase is literature survey. So this is the third section of research paper. These are the common resources which you can use and Google. Maybe you can take a peek or something. I will give you the presentation, so there's no need of requirement of that. So the first one is IEEE Explore Digital Library. So this is one of the biggest library where we have millions of documentations, papers, journals, books, magazines, which you can learn to know what is happening in the market right now. If you are interested in cloud computing, how many of you know what is the recent topic in cloud computing? Anyone can tell me? If anyone is interested in cloud computing. Yeah. That is called as basically edge computing. We can do the things at the edge level and you can store your data there and you can analyze without using internet. That's one of the upcoming trend coming up. You don't know, like, you will be waiting for 5G to come in your smartphone, right? 6G is already out in the research phase. People are working on 6G protocols right away. Don't know about anything, right? Just to explore it. That's the important phase where you need to devote around 2 to 3 months at least for a project. Then only you will be able to understand. So, second is Google Scholar, you are well aware about it, right? Scholar.google.com, that's the URL, where you can explore the books, patents and all those things. The third one and the fourth one, it's an additional library where you can search for the same thing, research papers, books and journals. You can even find academic books there, okay? The Springer library and elsewhere. So literature survey is the section, is the third section where you can mention all your about what kind of research you have done, what kind of papers you have done. If I say your project is related to machine learning and you are developing any new algorithm, try to understand where the machine learning is, what kind of projects are already implemented, what kind of researchers have done research on that thing. That's a bigger section, right?
IEEM.
Okay, so I was talking about literature survey. So it's a kind of a 1.5 pages. It's a 2-column newspaper, 2-column in research paper format. And in literature survey, you mentioned kind of research which is already going. How machine learning? Okay, fine. So I hope you are able to hear me well, right? Yes. So basically, literature survey where you include all the research work what you have learned, right? What kind of things already working on? Let's say medical literacy, right? That's one of the research people we are working on. So what kind of things already being done by different companies and different countries? That you can mention in a tabular format. You can explain that. You can have diagrams, right? Existing models, and you can give the citation of it. That this paper I referred and this is the URL and all those kind of things. Coming to the main important part, where people are very much excited to complete literature survey and jump into prototype development, complete and throw. See, one thing is, please don't jump into prototype techniques. Simple no to it. Many of you think like, आज भाई प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं, भाई ने प्रोजेक्ट बनाना है, अगले दिन प्रोजेक्ट शुरू, तीसरे दिन खत्म. That's not the sense. Project development takes time. If you want to have a quality project and you are not running for marks only. You are running for your own unique ability on that project. So that's why prototype development is very much required. So I have explained this in my book and I will share the book URL as well where you guys can download it for free. So divide and innovate together. Learn from each other and cross questions so that you can learn something. Right? If I know website development, the other person know backend. So I will learn backend from him and he will learn front end from me. Right? That's the cross learning you can do. And that's what we need to do in the prototype development. The second is, how many of you have account on GitHub? Okay, perfect. Have you heard about this Microsoft project? Microsoft project, no. And the third one, there was one more. Trello is there. Trello is also one of the software, open source software that also we use for project development. This one, Basecamp is also one of the open source software. There's another one, GitHub project. Like once you create your account, right? In account you can create an organization, right, for your project, and you can properly document everything. What's your project all about? And you can even host it, right? There's an open GitHub pages facility available. So use collaborative platform so that you can collaborate with your team. Please don't point out to COVID-19 lockdown happened, how I can develop a project. No, it's your own interest. You have Google Meet, you have Webex, you have Zoom. You can connect with you guys, right? You can share your screen and collaborate together during the virtual time as well. And that's what all the industry people are doing. The third one, be a lifelong learner and curious to solve problems, to see them as an opportunity to create something new. And this is one of my life mantra, be a lifelong learner. You can learn from a junior as well. Today I am not speaking one way, that's why I am saying interact with me so that I can also learn something new from you guys. I would be really happy to learn. Okay? So, coming to the last sections of research paper, methodology. So in methodology you mention about what kind of proposal you are giving, what kind of innovation you have brought up in your paper. Right? Maybe you can divide into front end, back end, networking layer, right? This kind of section you can develop a common scenario I am saying for a research paper. Next we have pros and cons, so advantages and disadvantages of your own model. So that other people can innovate on your idea. That's what you did, right, in literature survey. You learn from the limitation of the other people and you are covering it into your pros. Results and conclusion, there you mention about what kind of outcome you are getting after implementing your prototype or simulating as well. No need to expand anything, right? You are a CSC guy, right? You are computer science engineers, you are different kind of engineer. Engineer don't spend money. You have everything available on Google. You have simulation softwares. How many of you are aware about Cisco Packet Tracer? Cisco Packet Tracer? Only one. Okay. So Cisco Packet Tracer is a simulation tool from Cisco, open source tool, where you will just make an ID using your institute one or Gmail one, and you can get the simulation of networking. You can place computers, routers, and everything. You can learn each and every networking concept in that software. The last one is references. So in the references you mentioned in a bullet points
what kind of paper citation you are referring. And each and everything is in a formatted form. I will share you that resource as well. So the next one is, this is very much important. I get this idea, I get this question very much. Shall I share my idea to my friend? Why? Tell us not, right? So how to secure your idea? So there are few methods. The first one is research paper, the second one is patent, and the third one is copyright. Now let me share my own journey. I have published around 15 research papers during my BTech time. When I was in my final year interviewing for Wipro, 10th January 2019, 8th semester. So I remember the date because it was my first placement. So it was Saturday in WIPS. I forgot the full name. So WIPS in the Media Communication Institute, I went there. And the technical guy mentioned, hey, how you come to have this load of ideas and you are having 50 research papers? Industry don't expect fresher to have that. What industry prefer? They think, oh, okay, chalo hackathon hai, it's good, have it. Internship hai, chalo have it. Academic curriculum अच्छा है, चलो have it. Girls का तो ये होता है कि balance करने के लिए communication है, चलो have it. Have it, right? So that's kind of a one scenario. You need to understand how to make yourself unique from the crowd. So that technical interviewer asked me, how you come to have 15 research papers during your BTech? So I simply mentioned, every semester I learn something new. Every semester I have one main subject of my computer science. I used to develop on my personal project. I used to understand the strategy. I tried to research properly what are the things available, and I convert them into a research paper. How the company will get to know that you developed a project if you don't have official documentation to prove it? People don't be seeing your certificates or participation or certificate or appreciation. No one gonna watch it. It's the research paper and patents that people will watch. There's one of my seniors from 2017 pass out. Right now he is working in Microsoft R&D Bangalore. He developed his major project in 2017, some kind of new innovative approach for data center. When he joined Microsoft, the team actually approached him, hey, you developed this major project, you published a patent as well. Can we have a look onto it, because Microsoft is also trying to work on that idea. What a big thing, right? It's on your own project and Microsoft is want to get your idea, want to get your patent. It's a big thing. So try to understand the importance. People don't expect anything from fresher, but be over expectation. Okay? It depends upon the companies you are sitting, obviously. And that's the sense, right? Any question?
How it looks like a student.
How?
Like for an undergraduate student, how to get it looks like, how much that
Okay. Okay. So what the approach which actually there's a rule in patent filing. You don't need to publicly speak about your idea before publication. Okay. So what I followed a research paper, and then finally I converted it into a patent by removing the paper from public. So that's what I did. But basically it's approach. It actually takes less time only. The first phase is to give the proposal, kind of a documentation what you are proposing and what kind of research you want to do. You have already done. Then they will examine the idea. Then they will give you some years to implement the prototype. Then you will get published. That's how the process.
Microsoft usually, do patents of their idea before having.
No, they do. But I am talking about a patent which my senior actually did in my final year. So the Microsoft got to know about his profile, while interviewing. So they got to know about in the upcoming few months when he was onboarding into Microsoft. That's how the thing happened. So these are the different sources. In research paper you can explore IEEE Auto Center, you can just Google it. It's public for non-IEEE members as well. You will get to know how to write a technical English. Everyone knows how to write WhatsApp messages, emails, Snapchats and Instagram, but you don't know how to represent your technical idea in front of others. That's what you're going to learn on IEEE Auto Center. You have different resources, how to publish a paper, how to write a paper, what kind of guidelines and policies are there. Lot of ethics also comes around when you are publishing a paper, right? Second one is LaTeX. So LaTeX is a software where you can write your paper. Kind of if you are enthusiastic about programming, so it's a scripted LaTeX software. Okay. Maybe like many of the people use Word, but PhD professors actually use LaTeX because one time your template is ready. All done. You have to just replace the textual every time a new paper will come out. Okay. The next is trigger and as well. So that's where you can have research paper finding and all those things for research survey. So the second and the third thing, so we have Google patents. I hope everyone is aware about it. Patents.google.com. Intellectual Property India, IP India, that is Patent Office of Government of India. We have United States Patent and Trademark Office and European Patent Office. So it's a kind of a saying that when you are working on an idea or you are going to publish a patent, register that patent in 3 offices: India, US and Europe, so that it can be fully secured from every one of those planning. Okay? So these are the resources. You can take a look afterwards. With that, I would like to finish the session here and will be opening the floor for any questions. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram is kind of Ramneek_uni, and that's my email ID, ramneek@iep.org. And that's all. Coming to your questions and answers, please go ahead. No questions, sir? Was it fully understandable or 0% understandable? Oh, it was was everything clear? Yeah, go ahead.
What is the procedure for doing patent?
Yeah, you will check into my room. I will share the room. You will check it about it. Just explore their website. It's very simple. On the patents of India, IP India, once you go there, it will explain the stepwise. There's a proper Government of India patent video as well, where you can learn how to publish a patent. How is it possible? You are getting idea today. Simple fact, right? 50 years out. I told you, patent the first phase. Yeah, the first phase is register your idea. Okay, register your research work. They will give you the time for implementation. Right now, the time of implementation is going for that. So you have secured your idea. Once anyone fills up the patent, and the patent office will review it completely. Hey, this is already of someone's idea. So it will kind of clashing, right? So obviously, plagiarism is required. There people will ignore. Yeah. Nice question. So where do you want to go? You want to start your business? Yeah, Papa ka business आगे लेके जाने क्या करना है? You want to go where after final year? Like business planning. Okay. So basically, like see, if I talk about masters and if I talk about your own development in the industry, it's very much required. First thing, you want to get shortlisted for top MNCs. First, right? Everyone wants to. No one wants to buy 1.5 lakh per saal. Sorry, 1.5 lakhs per year. कोई भी चाहेगा, right? So everyone wants 20 lakh का package आए, 30 lakh का package आए. So that's where research work works, right? You want to stand unique. Coming to your business mindset, obviously we have research papers on entrepreneurship and management as well. How you can use IT, how you can implement lot of new technologies and new management strategy plans for business models. There's a proper journal as well as speaker. I don't remember the name, you can Google. Okay, so that's where it helps. Obviously in the masters it will help, right? If you have top transaction paper or SCI index paper, people will recognize their work and they will recommend you masters to PhD program rather than going with masters. That's one of the scenario. Wait, yeah.
How do you actually plan for if you have like only
Come again?
how do you plan for post when you have
How you apply for first internship if you have? Okay. So that's what I mentioned right in the starting. Perfection stage is nothing. It's like illusion. You don't know where the perfection lies. So they don't expect you anything. Right? They don't expect anything from you. Even the 65% person will get placed in the same room sitting again learning Java in the company. The 90% will also do. There's no difference with 60%, 90% person once you join industry. No one gonna look on your BTech examination for 10%. Okay, they will make you prepare. You don't worry about it.
So how do you present that if you have lack of experience?
Lack of experience. that's an interesting point of view. Why you want to reflect a negative point in your own resume that I have lack of experience? That is the truth, but why you want to highlight that? Will you highlight it? No, I don't know about AWS, I don't know about Microsoft Azure, but I want to get place in Microsoft Azure. In a good way, yeah, maybe you don't need to mention it. Simple fact, right? You know everything, like you know simple thing, right? C, C++, Java, Python. Mention it. And in the interview, they know everything. You haven't done PhD in any local language. They will only ask on high level. Which algorithm you want to explain, binary search, or all those things. It's a very high level question that people should ask. Yeah. So, see, literature survey is very much important as I explained you. The idea what you are working right now. सोनीपत में मैंने एक आइडिया सोचा, दुनिया में कोई भी कर सकता है वो, राइट? करा होगा किसी ने भी। अब हम बल्ब दोबारा आविष्कार करेंगे स्मार्ट बल्ब का, तो वो तो ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है, राइट? कई सारी मैथमेटिक्स एंड पेटेंट्स अवेलेबल है। That's why literature survey is very much important. To narrow down the minuses of available ideas. If you get the limitation of each and every idea which is already available in the market, you will have strong emphasis to what you can bring more innovation. That's why literature survey is very much important, rather than going into hands-on. That's what I mentioned. There's one guideline in patent filing. You don't need to publicly present your idea in front of others. You don't speak in seminar halls and about your idea. Hey bro, I am submitting this idea. He will pick up your idea, right? He will submit the patent before you. That's one of the scenarios which happened, I guess, with Nikola Tesla. Sorry? So that's why, right? Don't just be limited to your network where you have the domain experts. That's all. Right? And that's why survey is very much important. I told you the reason. And simulation obviously is required because rather than spending money on your car, prototype or something, whatever you are designing, before that you can have simulation, right? In a simulation virtual world, how it will look if I implement. Because you will get a clarity of the visualization. That's what is very much required for a project development. Anyone else? क्या खेल रहा है भाई? हमें बता दे। क्या कहता है? नहीं साथ में। हाँ क्या हुआ? Any questions? All good? All clear? Yes. Okay, let me give you the book then. Yeah, please type in your phone or whatever. Or maybe I can make a QR code of it. Yeah, you can scan it. So this is $2.98 for non-IEEE members, but as you guys took time, so sharing for free for you. Okay, it's around 25 pages book. I hope it's oh, thanks. Yeah. Done? Or maybe you can, like, I'll share the link, you can share it to WhatsApp. Perfect, that's all from my side. Anyone want to share or ask any story, any research story you want to share or anything?
I would like to ask you.
Sorry?
I would like to ask you honestly. The first thing like I was looking at a book and it's like I actually listen and it is going to call your profile. The profile is very strong. Like it has all the like it means inside. I thought it would be great stuff all that.
Yeah. Yeah. How many of you use LinkedIn? कब बनाया था?
2 years back.
अभी क्या स्टेटस से यूज करते हो? So the one of the sense which is very much required for getting placed in the top MNCs or good quality based organization. I'm not talking about top MNCs specifically, but in the quality core companies where you want to be, right? Personal branding is very much required. You don't need to put pics or party pics or something on Instagram, LinkedIn, and blah blah blah. LinkedIn is not Facebook or Instagram. LinkedIn is a professional network. Keep it professional. Okay? So try to connect with the people. Keep your LinkedIn profile updated time to time. Every time, once I get a confirmation from a volunteering opportunity, so I keep updating my profile right away. There are two places where I update any updates. One is my LinkedIn profile and one is my resume. So that in any chance, if I'm shifting my organization or I'm going to get interviewed again for any organization, I don't need to sit again, check my LinkedIn, map it to my resume. It will take a couple of times, right? So just add the lines one and back whenever you are getting updated in your profile. So personal branding is very much required. Share the idea and share the happenings around you with others, with LinkedIn profile, right? With LinkedIn network. Live streaming feature is also available. Try to connect with the people. Now, I shared my LinkedIn profile. You guys will be sending the request to me. I will only accept to the people whom I know and who have asked the question because I know them personally now, right? If anyone else will be sending the request, I will directly reject it because I don't know you, right? I want to secure my network. There are a lot of scams and a lot of duplicate profiles are going on. So try to maintain your brand because once, in fact, 2021 I was interviewed for Amazon AWS, and one day before there was a recruiter from AWS only from my own recruitment team. They actually saw my profile before the interview. It's actually can be done by anyone. So if you are getting interviewed, please be sure your profile is updated. Please be sure you are on the Google SEO, right? If you search my full name, you will get me on the top. So it depends upon how you are doing and how you are emphasizing and how you are updating your profile. Maybe some people will have Shah Rukh Khan on their name, but obviously the Google SEO won't work there because original Shah Rukh Khan is already popular, right? It will get on the top. But try to understand the concept of what I am trying to say. Make your brand strong so that people will get recognized, right? People will know you, hey, okay, this is what she is doing and she is contributing to this project, making us paper. Right away people will come to you. Hey, I have this opportunity, would you like to grab? And please don't depend upon that kind of a message. You can create your own opportunity actually. You have your network, strong network. Connect with them, ask them, hey, how many of you are an IEEE member? How many of you are an IEEE member? Okay. The people who are non-IEEE member, why? What's the reason? Yeah, bro. Any non-IEEE members? Did you explore about IEEE before or no? बोलो भाई नहीं करा एक्सप्लोर ठीक है यहाँ पे नॉन आईटी मेंबर्स पता नहीं था या एक्सप्लोर ही नहीं करा हम इतने आलसी थे इंस्टाग्राम पे पिक्स डालने के लिए कि हमने IEEE खोला ही नहीं बता So the sense is why IEEE is required for you guys. I don't want to give a huge lecture on it, but basically, if you want to do anything, basically if you want to understand any new concept, what is happening in the market, when people ask me, hey bro, why you are being an IEEE member for the last 6.5 years, I simply say that PVN model is my answer. If you Google PVN model of IEEE, that's my article which I published in my LinkedIn profile. So P stands for participation, V stands for voluntary, and N stands for networking. Today you are participating here. Have you got something new?
Yes.
Right? Yes. You got something new. You learn something. You grab something. Maybe outside the room once you go, due to the summer temperature, you will forget everything. But you understand something sitting here, right? You learn something new which is very much required for your profile and portfolio. The second thing is volunteering. Now these girls have introduced me, right? They have welcomed me and they have started the session. This is one of the small contributions they are doing at the college level. Why not you all? In industry, people want you to be presentable. They want you to be very much communicative, right? How you are communicating your idea. Maybe your manager will share, manager will right away will say, hey, this boy in our team is very much good from the body language, from the presentation point of view. Let's recommend him to go to Singapore or somewhere to present the idea to the client. That can happen, right? There's a possibility every time. That's how. Create your own opportunity. Don't wait for it. People are sitting here, the organizations are sitting here. Why not you can ask them, hey bro, if you are doing any event ahead, no? Let me know, I know designing, I know website designing, I can help you out. People won't come to you, hey, no problem, I have an opportunity. No. You have to go them, you have to go with them and try to understand what kind of responsibilities and roles they are performing. The third one, networking. Now you got to know about me, right, today. I got to know many of the new people here. I will get to learn from you guys as well. What you have contributed, what kind of hackathon events and internships you have been doing, what kind of papers you have published, all those things. It's a cross learning. And I have been connected, like IEEE is all across 160 plus countries now, and 4 lakh plus members are there as per December 2021 if I remember correctly. So I am personally connected with 30 plus countries, and I talk with them frequently. Lebanon, Singapore, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, a lot of countries are there. I am connected with them personally. Whenever I will go there, who's the first person I am going to contact? My friend from there, right, in IT. Hey bro, I am coming to your country, would you like to be a guide for me? Obviously they will, right? Because you are best friends. So this is kind of diversity you have to bring. You know IQ, EQ, right? There's one game we can play, kind of, we have time. Okay, let's take out pen and paper, come on. Take out your pen and paper. Right. Okay, done? Perfect. Now, disclaimer, we're going to have a fight with each other. So, please don't encourage that. So, why fight? Because it's between you and your friends. Okay? So the first instruction, write down the names of 10 friends across the planet I am saying. If you have connection with aliens, that's a different thing. So write down the names of 10 friends. Now I was doing this event on 8th October 2021 in Margaret University, and one of the girls stood up and she asked me, "Hey bro, what do you mean by friend? I have a different definition of friend and best friend. What kind of friend you are asking for?" So it's a simple people who are connected mentally with you and you are communicating with them. Across the planet, I am again saying. Mention 10 friends and please don't note your friend sitting aside. Hey bro, are you right with my name or not? Please don't fight with each other. Yeah, go ahead. 10 friends, real life friends. Metaverse friends. Metaverse, right?
आज के डेट में एग्जिस्ट करते हैं।
हाँ जो आज के दिन एग्जिस्ट करते हैं जिनसे आप बात करते हो क्या
आपको फ्रेंडों को आपको न जानते हो
फ्रिक्वेंटली तो मतलब वो भी आपको जानते हैं आप भी जानते हैं Second disclaimer is coming on the page, so let's complete the first step and then लिख रहे हो? वाह भाई, इनमें 30 सेकंड व्हाट्सएप मत कर भाई किसको पूछ रहे हैं Done? एक इंडिया वाली let's wait for a few minutes more. Let me know once. एक दूसरे से मत पूछो भाई फ्रेंड्स के नाम तो पता ही है हो गया डन हाँ 10 अरे ज़्यादा है तो भाई फिर आप पॉपुलर पॉलिटिशियन बन जाओ सिर्फ 10 डन सेकंड इंस्ट्रक्शन another disclaimer yeah fine so please don't laugh on each other that's another disclaimer so strike through the names from the list who belong to who have the same gender as yours. If you are boy, remove the boy names from the list. If you are girl, remove the girl names. I did not ask you, right? That's what I was saying. Don't laugh. Strike through the names who have the same gender as yours. Done? Done now? The third one. Again, don't disclose your score. Remove the names from the list. Strike through the names who are not currently in your own country. No, sorry. It's opposite. Who belongs to the same country as yours, basically. I know you don't disclose the score right now. Strike through the names who belong to the same country as yours. Done? Now multiply the number of the students or the number of friends you have left, right? You got left from the list. Multiply that number. Let's say one friend is left. 1 multiplied by 20. So any number which is left on the list, multiply by 20. And mention the score on the paper. I didn't ask you to shout out in the context. Done? Okay. How many of you have got 0 score? Okay. The non-zero? हाँ? तो आपने हाथ नहीं उठाया? Non-zero? No one? खड़ा हो जाओ। बस दो ही हैं? Anyone having non-zero? अच्छा photographer ready है? We're gonna have a pose with them for the winner. Okay? हाँ वन आपका क्या हुआ? मैंने कहा था म्यूचुअल फ्रेंड्स चलो कोई नहीं हाँ भाई ठीक है what's the score?
I did not understand the last part.
जो
I'm just
number
one
बचे
friend
हैं
outside today.
हाँ number of the students who are left, number of the friends who are left, multiply that number by 20. That's one friend is left into 20. 20. From where she belongs?
Australia.
Australia. What she does and how you got connected with her?
I met her on Omegle. ऐसा की बात नहीं है भाई. She is in a startup right now, working in a startup, and I don't know exactly what she does in a startup, but she is a web designer. That's what I know about her. Her name is Chloe, and she's 17 years old basically. That's all I know about her. We talk like once a month.
Once a month, right? You know very well, right?
Yes.
Good, perfect. Yeah. Same. हाँ. Hey, बोला है, what do you hate?
Friend is She is from Indonesia.
How you got to know about her? How you got connected?
Got connected to her on Telegram. We are in a bot preview.
Okay. Perfect. Only 20, huh? One right. Okay. So, do we have any results from the live stream? Can anyone voice? Do we have something on the comment box? Like, let's see from the live stream audience. Do we have some winners there or not? Which you calculated, right? The zero of the maximum people, for maximum of the people. DQ. That's a new constant, diversity constant. 2017 Toastmaster International winner, Manoj Vasudevan from Singapore. He has played this game in 2018 in Singapore Fest, and I got to learn from him that diversity is very much important for all of us in industry, right? Because if you know about French, if you know about any other language, right, non-Indian language, your industry will try to grab and give you the opportunity right away if they want to publicize their products in France or some other countries, right? That's very much required. Diversity is very much required wherever you are connected. That's what I didn't calculate in my score so far. So it's kind of a 50-50. So that's the sense. That's why diversity is very much required in your course. So that any comment? No.
I have 40 score एक जने का.
40 I have. Okay. That's nice. Goes to the live stream audience. Okay. So anything left from any one of you? All done? Okay, fine. With that, thank you so much, guys, for listening to this. And it's a great, I would say, I would like to thank IEEE ADGITM, the student branch, for inviting me out and conducting this workshop. Looking forward to have future collaborations as well with you guys and getting back to this. I thought the auditorium would be houseful, but that was not the case because of the ongoing practicals and everything. So I want a selfie in the auditorium, okay? So you guys maybe make a week, or if you have the papers like the same paper, you can raise it, something like okay, I will take 2 pics from here and then there. Okay. Okay, let's have a let's have a seat. Okay, from here. Otherwise, it's going to take kind of again.
I have 40 friends.
Thank you so much, Ramneek, sir, for delivering such an excellent presentation.
We definitely learned about research paper, we learned about networking, GitHub, and etc.
It was a pleasure having you. On this note, IEEE ADGITM ADGITM would like to sign off with the promise of coming back with more such events.